with multiple
That's not what she said.
What? Get your lick back, live your life, living the...
She's
Living your life, getting licked back is 4 vibes, bro.
Here come women defending women.
Like, y'all don't know what she's saying. Y'all know what she's saying.
Y'all call him a whore?
Like, y'all want everything spelled out in layman's terms. Y'all know what she's saying.
No, I know what she's saying.
Okay, I'm trying to look all right.
Being said
She is saying women are now realizing their worth in relationships. They're realizing what they can bring to a relationship without talking about I'm the table, who's the table.
Have any of them answered that question yet? With things that men are actually interested in? No, they didn't, because Eli had to break it down for them and start telling them. So they do. Oh my God, bro, this is. Breathe in, breathe out. Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Today we're back with Daily Wrap-Up Crew. What we got here? Do women know how to express their value outside of sex to men? Now, this is interesting because I think there was a famous comedian who said that if you didn't have a vagina, what would you do? So I think that's where we're going with this. Let's go ahead and see.
To men outside of sex, true or false?
False.
Okay.
False.
I know.
Okay, right away they're all saying false. But why do I get the impression that these women have no knowledge of the male experience? So if you have no knowledge of the male experience, then how can you say what else they want besides sex? Should be interesting.
Everybody's going to say false. So what value do you bring in? Outside of sex, obviously.
That's the question you want to start with?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you said false, right? You said
but
false.
I said false not to sit here and tell you my value. I said false because it's false.
Yeah, but that's
and
part of the question.
But you know why you don't want to tell me?
Why don't I tell you?
Because there is no answer.
Do men value anything?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I didn't say. What did you say? What you say?
Do men really value anything outside of sex?
Look, first of all, y'all gotta
like
stop
that
manipulating. You can't flip the question. It's rude to ask a question when somebody asks you a question already. Answer a question with a question.
You know why you ask questions when somebody asks you a question? Because you ain't got the answer.
Yeah.
No, I have the answer. I have the answer.
Actually, the floor is yours.
I have the answer.
Okay. I'm listening.
So I only didn't answer that because I really don't want to sit here and tell you what. You know what? Never mind. So values that I bring, I have an amazing support system myself. I have a big family, a big Caribbean family that supports me, loves me, that I'm blessed with, and anybody would be blessed to have that come with the woman. All right?
How does that benefit a man? Like, that benefits her because it's her support system. But men are expected to be able to stand on their own. So again, how does her family benefit the guy?
I have an education. I'm smart. Not to list off all what I think my attributes are, but I know as a woman that if I'm to meet a man and get to know him in that way, I can amplify him.
Y'all already know what I'm about to say, but you know what? Maybe she's okay with being the breadwinner. If that's the case, then that stuff definitely matters then. So, you know.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Can I say something?
I agree to that.
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all feel like... Sorry. Can you hear me? If you think that that's all she's giving you, she don't want you for real. Because women have other things. Like, we just don't want to give it to y'all. Y'all don't even deserve nothing but sex.
That's a fact.
That's
a fact.
Only that,
if you really,
and I'm really
I know what she's saying. If you take it into the certain type of guys that we talking about, because it's different kinds, just like it's different kinds of women. Right. So she's talking.
That's the case. Why are they messing with that guy then? Clearly, they're not a match. Right.
About a man that we feel comfortable submitting to.
Okay. If she wants to, she
and
will.
There's certain men that put us in a certain. There's only certain men that put us in a certain comfortability and vulnerability enough to submit to you guys. So you guys will never see that unless you make her feel like that woman. Okay, does that make sense? So that's just to speak to what she was saying.
Conditional femininity.
No, I'm just saying it sounds like cap, and I'm gonna be honest
way.
with y'all.
Honestly,
If your flex, if your flex as a woman is, well, I could have sex with you and not give you no value, you ain't doing nothing but a disservice to yourself. You know what I mean? Because y'all complaining why men don't commit. If all you want to give is sex to a man and then wonder why he not committing because you didn't show him no other value outside of sex. You know what I mean? And when men are on dates and they ask, you know what? Hey, I'm curious. What do you bring to the table? And y'all come with, I am the table. That's a red flag automatically. Like, because you can't properly express your value to a man without getting defensive and saying, well, I am the table. You should know my value. You should look at me and know my, no, well, we don't. That's why we getting to know you. Like, it don't necessarily mean a disrespectful thing. Like, we just naturally curious. Like, hey, all these other women have pussy. You know what I mean? Everybody else giving me pussy. Like, y'all saying y'all nurturing, y'all feminine. Well, the feminine.
Okay, so we got to discuss something here. And this whole, it's what do you bring to the table? And that question offends a lot of women, right? And it's exactly like Eli said. It's because that women have a problem with articulating what their value is that they can that a man would be interested in. Most because they have no knowledge of most women don't have knowledge of the male experience, so they don't know what the guy's looking for, and they don't want to disqualify themselves. They will happily look for reasons to disqualify you, though. That's just the way that's just the way the genders work. Women are looking for a reason to disqualify men. Men are looking for a reason to qualify women. Now, is it a fair question to ask? Not really. But what you have is the result of decades of men not knowing how to vet for women. So you end up with a microwave question that says, okay, I'm tired of wasting my time. I don't want to waste any more. Can you just tell me why I should be interested in you? That's all it is at the end of the day. Why should a guy be interested in you? I mean, and most guys are not looking for, most guys, you don't have to get the exact answer. If you could name something in general, and what it does is it rules out, a lot of men are using that as a way to vet for women so that they don't feel like they're getting finessed. She's just stringing me along with promises of sex. And then when I finally get it, it's like, is this going to be worth staying around? Well, I mean, personally, at this point in juncture, I would wonder if women should actually answer that question honestly, because again, if you're not what the guy's looking for, how much time do you want to waste on him? I think men need to do a better job of asking that question, though, because for the most part, it is the way that it's worded. Again, it makes women feel like they're getting disqualified. They're about to get disqualified if they don't answer it right. So, yeah, figure out a better way to ask the question, guys. As long as you get a decent answer, what difference does it make of how you ask the question? For women, it would make a big difference, but for men, nah. Just figure out a better way of asking the question, guys. That's all you got to do.
Feminine thing we're gonna leave out because we know you're not feminine. But y'all saying y'all nurturing and all this other stuff, and we can be selectively submissive to the right imaginary man in our head that y'all never met in life. Y'all not even submissive to your own fathers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not even submissive to your fathers. Like, I don't know.
Do you know me?
I want to hear my
He called him imaginary.
Yeah, y'all make up all these imaginary people. When I meet this right guy, y'all never met this dude.
Are you single?
Yeah, I'm single. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I choose relationships. I got women. Like I'm in a position where I choose who I want to be in a relationship
And what do
with.
they
like,
bring?
You know what I'm saying?
What do they bring?
Clearly no value if I don't feel myself outside of sex.
Single,
like
right.
if I'm single, like and y'all can't probably y'all can't express y'all when I'm asking you what value y'all bring, y'all can't say nothing. Y'all don't say nothing.
The thing to me is I figured that I know that I have an education. I know I'm educated. I know I could be a supportive person.
Again, how does that benefit the man? How does your education benefit him? Unless you're trying to be the breadwinner, that doesn't do anything for us.
And all of that, but I'm sure that most women could do that too. So it's not like you have one thing over the next person. So when you're talking about value.
Yeah, what value will make me commit to you long term in a relationship? I'm just asking you that just in general.
Hold on, that
said
depends on you. That's a you.
Any of y'all.
And we're going back to that. We're going back. As a man, I'm asking you. Listen, as a man, I'm asking you what your value is, and your immediate response is what makes you think I want to be in a relationship. To me, that's going to be well, next.
Wait,
I'm on to the next person.
Okay, I'm going to say this, right? I do own a business, but how is that adding value?
So, translation, she wants to be in the sex zone. Sex only. That's all she's interested in. So we go back to the question of, can you express your value outside of sex? You know, what this question is really talking about is that, do you have any knowledge of the male experience? Do you really know what men are interested in general? Most guys will give women a chance if they can name a couple things that men in general are interested in. It doesn't have to be that specific guy. But when you don't have anything outside of sex, you instantly put yourself in the sex zone. Which is, realistically, you're probably just better off just calling it a day.
Value to you just because we're going to be together in a relationship. If you become my boyfriend, what does that mean to you that I got a business?
The same thing it will mean to you if I had a business.
Exactly.
What would it mean to me? That mean that you got a business. You're not my husband.
That means I have money to provide for you and a potential family.
But I got money too because I got a business. That's
so
not
then
me
that could be that could be something of value you bring to a family and a relationship.
But that's an asset to a man if you willing to build with that man and contribute to a household and y'all working together.
Talking about value as far as like being boyfriend and girlfriend. Or
as far as in a relationship, like
a boyfriend and girlfriend. If you have a boyfriend, you see a future with that person, right? So y'all building towards being husband and wife, no?
Hopefully.
Right. So what do you mean? It's the same shit.
You won't want nobody to respond to you like, well, why? Who said I want to be in a relationship? You know, you would have definitely cut that person.
Can we ask y'all what values do y'all bring, or what values would y'all like to see from ladies? Because
that's the question.
That I would rather y'all ask that question than get defensive because we still ain't hear nothing of value. Like, you know what I'm saying? We try to get answers from the women, and here they go try to flip it on us. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think something of value that a woman could bring is femininity. Y'all clearly lack that because y'all walking around how much masculine energy I got. We every day on this episode we talk about, I'm masculine until we go back to this imaginary creature. I am in my masculine until I can meet this imaginary guy that can make me feminine. Or you should be feminine automatically because you want.
The problem with that statement is that, okay, what usually happens is that the guy the ladies that you're interested in, he's watching you be masculine and says, nope, I'm good on that, and goes the other way, never introduces himself. Men are very good about that, especially as they get older and they become more valuable. They learn to say, okay, hold on a second here, because if she acting like that with that guy, with those people she barely know, I definitely ain't trying to hang around for nothing else. And then all of a sudden the women are on TikTok and talking about where did all the good men go. They're avoiding you. Plain and simple. They're avoiding you.
Want to tolerate me saying I could be feminine until I meet the right woman that can make me masculine. Y'all would not fall for that.
I don't really get into all that stuff because I feel like people just read stuff on social media and repeat it.
Well,
that's all that really is.
So what would
when it comes to femininity in the black community?
Yes, like you could,
women?
A female might say that, but then you can ask them what do they mean by that, and they can't explain it to you because they just read.
Yeah, like they can't explain what the value, what other value. Like,
so what do you look for in a feminine woman?
Then? And you still didn't answer that.
A feminine woman is somebody that is nurturing, that is cooperative. Because I don't want to use the word submissive because that's going to trigger y'all.
We know that. We know. Eli going on. Hit that like button, man.
She has no problem being submissive to the right person.
We have over 80 plus episodes. We talked to hundreds of women, and women we had a a clip that went viral talking about, I would never be submissive or feminine to a man. So, it's okay for y'all to say, like, I am feminine. That's understandable.
No, you feel like you met the majority of women.
101.
Yo,
101.
we do this for a living. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's sad.
we
Y'all feel like y'all met the
majority.
majority of women. Where have you been?
No, I never said we met the majority of women.
All right, let me tell y'all. Can I say something quick? I'm sorry. This is what's happening.
Okay.
Men have been dogs for years. Women is catching up and y'all mad.
So
no, we're not catching up. We moving
we
on.
hopping on the wave.
See y'all dogs now?
We hopping on the wave and y'all mad. No, but we giving what y'all give us.
And we moving on from that.
Exactly.
That ain't a get back. That ain't a flex. Moving.
So they're trying to be masculine. I don't think she thought that through before she said it, because that makes no sense. Again, if men are this woman's making an argument to be in a hoe. Oh my God. As if that's what men want to marry. Okay. Man, we got to do a better job of raising our kids, man. I'm telling you.
Do you see men dating other women of other countries?
You said we see men dating other men, which is not a problem.
See the difference. The difference is y'all not gonna be valued for what.
We gonna be stupid forever.
Y'all not gonna be valued for what y'all do.
Y'all just gonna be single and unmarried forever.
So you think you bring
but I can get into a relationship.
I'm confused. He's single, y'all.
I choose.
You single too?
You don't think I'm choosing though?
No, you don't choose.
You never asked
women
me,
don't
sir.
choose relationships.
You never asked me, sir.
Are you single?
Mind your business.
I can tell.
I can tell. What you
Okay.
How you single telling mind my business, mind your business? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What
was the question? You were saying something.
I just said, do you feel like you have value in yourself with messing with multiple dudes, or making yourself feel like a dude messing with multiple people?
I mean, I'm not saying I'm messing with multiple dudes, but if that's the case,
isn't that what she was just arguing for?
That's what you're trying to say? Yeah, that makes me happy.
But it wasn't you saying now that women are dogs, like.
No. I said men are dogs.
And now
women catching up.
Women are catching on.
Catching up.
And we catching on.
We're
not gonna be stupid forever. Is what I said, and we starting to act like y'all.
What is catching up, and how's that making how's that making it better for you or women?
I'm not getting played all the time. I'm doing the same thing you're doing.
But where's the value in that? Like, what makes you happy about that?
So you'd rather me just give you everything, be submissive, be feminine, and you.
Again, she didn't think this out. She's just talking. This is why she's trying to answer the questions with questions, because she didn't really think about it before she said it. Got to do a better job of raising our kids. This is
just cheat on me all day, because that's what a man wants.
I'd rather you vet out the right guy, the appropriate guy that's going to respect you.
The imaginary guy he keeps talking about?
No, those men are out there.
I can't find them.
It's me and two other dudes that's here. Another dude that's out here. It's multiple dudes out here. Y'all just have poor selection at times. And it sounds like it with y'all saying this and you're talking, get my lick back, you fucking with poor selection.
You fucking with the Pookies and Ray Rays. I could tell, like, Pookies and Ray Ray, they've been winning for way too long. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they've been.
I done looked high and low. Y'all the same.
Yeah, but
no.
You look high and low. High and low. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, what's everywhere? Like, give it an example.
I try not to have one type because I want to see maybe, this haven't been working for me. Let me try something else, you know?
Why do I get the feeling that she's 3 questions away from just flat out embarrassing herself? Because again, she hadn't thought this stuff through. She's just talking. She's talking to hear herself talk.
Are you in the same atmosphere? Are you on the same block?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got burgundy jeans on. Let me give him a try. Like, you know what I'm saying? No,
what's the difference? What's the difference in it? Like, that you choosing?
Clearly, hood niggas ain't working.
Okay, so you went to what?
We tried businessman. No.
Businessman.
Somebody in the health field, something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, mix it up.
All right. Okay. Look, now this is back to what Eli's saying. Do you think that we're looking for value? So if you meeting this businessman and you coming with that same mentality of what a hood nigga would look for, you think that businessman is going to take you serious?
Absolutely. Now you got to step it up. But I'm still trying to give what I'm receiving.
They're missing the point here. she's talked to all these different guys and they're all the same, that's because they view you as the fun time girl. That's how you're coming across when you're interacting with men, and they don't want to take you serious. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You saying that all these men are just dogging me out. Okay, well, what is it about you that you're putting off this vibe? Because good men exist. The real question is, and gentlemen, you have to start asking women this question because it speaks to the quality of men in their life. Who vetted that man for you? You keep going through all these dudes. Okay, who is vetting them for you? Again, she has poor choice in men. Why? Because she don't know how to pick them. But that's not a knock against her. That's most women. Most women are terrible at mate selections. How do we know this? Well, statistically, it's proven. Look at the low marital rates. And even with the low marital rates, the divorce rates are still off the chain. The majority of the time, it's being filed by women. Why? Because various reasons that most lead to the woman being unhappy. She chose the wrong guy.
That's what we find. What is that? Now, what is that? What are you giving that businessman or that other man or that educated man or that?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
What she's receiving.
What?
She just said it. She said what she's
okay,
receiving.
look, let me tell you this. And this how this circle gonna end. You're gonna receive dick, you're gonna give pussy, and then that's gonna be your life. 40 years down the line, you're gonna be still receiving dick, and you're gonna still be giving out pussy. You're gonna be getting your lick back. 50 years old, 60 years old. You're gonna be
listen.
Might have kids at that point. And
I'd rather do that than be stupid my whole life. Give that my all to somebody who's not giving me nothing back.
Other women, do you ladies feel that, or do y'all agree with that? Like, is that what y'all want to do?
They just stuck.
Because I need to understand that this is what society about.
Ideal.
It is. You're settling for being an whore, basically. That's what that sounds like.
You said dealing with multiple
That's not what
men.
she said.
What? Get your lick back. Live your life living.
She's
Live your life getting licked back is four vibes, bro.
Can't come women defending women.
Y'all don't know what she's saying. Y'all
If
know
a
what
nigga
she's
did
saying.
it, y'all call him a whore.
Like, y'all want everything spelled out in layman's terms. Y'all know what she's saying.
Yeah.
No, I know what
we
she's
don't.
saying.
Okay,
I'm trying to nitpick at what's being said.
She
instead of
is saying,
seeing
women are now realizing their worth in relationships. They're realizing what they can bring to a relationship without talking about I'm the table, who's the table.
Have any of them answered that question yet? With things that men are actually interested in? No, they didn't, because Eli had to break it down for them and start telling them. So they do. Oh my God, bro, this is. Breathe in, breathe out.
They're noticing that themselves as a woman is enough for the relationship, and they're doing
that's
what they
issue.
need to.
And we're back to square one.
No, that's the
what
issue.
she just said. Me as a woman, that's enough for a man. Just me existing as a woman is enough for a man.
That's not what I said.
You literally just said that,
sweetheart. If you want me to explain what I mean by it, you can ask me to explain it, and I'll explain
Why don't
it.
you just explain what you mean?
I'm quoting you verbatim. You said me as a woman is enough.
That's what you said.
You don't have to.
When I mean me as a woman, to refer back what you guys were talking to refer back to what you guys were talking to about femininity. Me as a woman, usually women come with that nurturing. They come with that caring. They come with that loving. They come with that.
They do.
They do.
They don't.
It's innate. A woman comes as a nurturer. She's a mother. It's biological. A woman comes as a kid. It's biological. Whether we got removed from it or not, it's biological. So it's there. We come with it. So when I mean me as a woman coming with just myself, I mean that nurturing that you were talking about. I come with it. If I'm in tune with it, I come with it. That love and support that you're talking about, that you want from a woman, I come with it. And the right woman in her femininity, like you were talking about.
It's amazing how easily she can answer this question after Eli broke it down for her. She's literally just spitting back the same thing that he said a few minutes ago. But yet, when she was asked the question in the beginning, she didn't mention none of this stuff. Again, prime example of women who have no knowledge of the male experience. I find it interesting, though, that usually when you find a woman, the majority of the time when you find women who have knowledge of the male experience, they tend to be married. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some causation there or some kind of correlation. I just can't figure out if they got married because they have knowledge of the male experience and they're able to show a little bit of empathy, or is it because they've spent so much time around their husbands that they've adapted and are learning to work in cooperation with their husbands. So it's rubbing off and becomes more apparent. Either way, it's definitely a plus.
She's gonna come with it. So when a woman comes to you and says, "Me as a woman is what you need, and all of me as a woman is what you need," that means in your business ventures, she's gonna be on your side, giving you exactly what you need to exceed and level up. You know what she's talking about, and you just what
because the issue is.
Well, that's what I mean.
Do you date women?
No, I don't.
Do any of y'all date? Do any of y'all date women?
No, we don't date.
Y'all
women.
don't date women, so y'all don't know what most men have to deal with when it comes to women. So when men are saying that we are not getting the same value in return from the women that we are talking to, y'all don't understand that because y'all think, automatically.
I think when somebody asked what value are you looking for is the question. Let's start at that question. Let's start back at that question. What value are you? I want to ask you.
You want to ask me?
Yeah. What value are you looking for in a woman?
I'm looking for a supportive, non-combative, feminine woman.
That's loyal.
That's
okay. And do you know what type of male you have to be to attract that woman, get that woman, or keep that woman?
I do.
What kind?
Supportive, protective, provided, emotionally available, emotionally supportive. I know what women want.
So are you saying when you go to a woman and show her all of that, she still only is trying to offer you
I'm saying there's a wall up against me when I approach certain women, and I don't know why.
Or entitlement.
Because of men like him.
I filter women out. The moment the word masculinity comes out your mouth, you disqualified to me. Like you shouldn't even be talking on masculinity to me. Like you know what I mean. You should lead in your femininity at all times because I'm gonna lead in my masculinity, and I'm never gonna be selectively masculine for any woman. Like y'all never gonna hear me say nothing like that. So the fact that men have to constantly hear this selective femininity BS, like it's crazy.
I just hate that women think that they need to be masculine to survive in the world. There's like femininity is powerful. But do you think
about what made us feel that way?
Exactly.
Do you guys sit? Or let's talk about that.
Let's talk about masculinity.
Let's talk about it.
Sit in femininity for so long. What would you define as characteristics of somebody that's in their masculine?
Yeah.
Somebody who is always combative, aggressive.
No. I'm talking about for a man. For a man.
For a man, what's considered a masculine?
Yes. In your masculine, like the perfect masculine that you need to be in to attract this perfect feminine woman that you want.
Everything I just said. What she
I want him to say it.
Somebody
want to talk about
who is assertive, who is a leader, who is great with problem solving, somebody that can provide, that can protect, provide provision, like things. Those are the things that I associate with masculinity, right? So, and it has nothing to do with toxic masculinity. I ain't trying to yoke you up and feel like, oh, that's the only way. And that is the issue with someone. Someone feel like they got to be yoked up. We have women on the show say that. You know what I mean? They can't have a soft guy or a guy that they deem soft. They need a nigga to rough them up. Like we have women say that all the time because they associate that dominance with being masculine. That's not necessarily what that is. So when I think of masculine, those are the things I typically think of about when I talk about masculinity.
How did that sound to you?
The imaginary man.
No, they out there, but again, if you only attracting the Pookies and the Ray Rays, I can't help you on that one.
We had a woman on the show that said she dated all different types of men and all different types of field, and they was all toxic. So I said, if you finding the toxic men in every fucking field, you need to look at yourself because you're the common denominator.
That's fair. But
so instead of taking accountability, y'all would rather say, "Well, this
niggas
I gotta get my lick back.
I gotta get my lick back."
I can be honest. I could take accountability. I've probably met someone who was good for me, who had some of the values that you explained. But at this point, I'm not even gonna give him a chance because.
And this again,
because you got that wall up that I was talking about.
And this is the issue that men are having.
The wall's not up for no reason, though.
I'm not saying it's up for no reason.
And that's not that man's problem.
Yeah, you can't blame me for something that happened to you in your past. I don't come into a relationship saying because a girl hurt me, like, oh, I'm gonna treat you different.
It's a time and place. Maybe I heal. In the future.
But you gotta heal before you get back in the field.
That's what we need to talk about, healing.
Therapy is a strong thing, and And I think everybody needs to go to therapy.
So again, I appreciate you for admitting that, because I'm not saying all men, but this is what some men are experiencing in the dating market, the unhealed trauma. Now we got to come in and break down this wall that we didn't build. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't have nothing to do with us. You get what I'm saying? So that's like me being hurt in my past and bringing it on. I'm starting to date you. Like, nah, I'm never going to protect and provide for another woman again, because the last woman I dealt with, niggas get hurt in relationships too. Niggas get used in relationships too. You still got to do everything. And we still got to come to the table and still be that provider and come with these certain attributes and qualities. It's no selective. I can't be selectively a provider for you or selectively a protector for you.
Men can't go into relationships with a wall up. Because you got to come and show the woman what you bring into the table. You got to be assertive. You got to know what you're doing. Be sure she give you anything.
I got a question. Y'all ever cheated on somebody? Be honest.
Yeah. I've never cheated on a woman. But I barely been in a relationship. So yeah, when I'm in a relationship, I'm
Shit, that's common.
I have when I was younger.
What you did for someone else?
Huh?
What?
What you did to somebody else?
And you say you got your licks back, right?
No.
No?
What? Like, yeah,
what?
We're on the tape. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm about done with this. So what's really going on here? Well, these women, sad to say, again, have no knowledge of the male experience. Not only that, but you can tell that they have been trained to be soldiers in the gender war. I got to get my lick back, because that hints at, well, all these men did me wrong. Now it's my turn to make men feel bad, when that's so many things wrong with that. But again, my question still stands. Okay, if the majority of the men that you have been dealing with, they're not good guys. Okay, who vetted that man for you? You know, it's not just, that question is not designed to embarrass the woman. What it's designed to do is to see if she has a male role model in her life that she loves, values, and respects. Because again, if she doesn't, okay, fine. But the question then becomes, if you don't have a man like that, that means that you don't know how to act around one who is like that. How are you going to treat me? You see how we work that in there? So you got to start asking these questions. And I'm going to be honest, man, I've always said that dating is dumb, especially because, again, I'm pro-marriage. So I really want to speak to particularly guys who are looking for a wife, right? Dating is dumb. If you want to get to know somebody, like everyone says that dating is for, you want to get to know somebody, get to know them over the phone. What's the difference? Well, the difference is we save a lot of time and effort out in public. Right? I can get to know you over the phone. This is where you can ask questions about past relationships too. After we've had a couple conversations and we get to know each other a little bit better, you can find out, okay, well, hey, what was your last boyfriend like? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, who vetted that man for you? Oh, most of the time they're going to say nobody, but that should tell you something. That should be a red flag. Is it a deal breaker? Probably not, but it'll at least let you know where you stand at for as far as building a relationship in the future. You already know this is going to take more time on my end for us getting to know each other versus me just disqualifying a woman because she doesn't have anybody who's going to vet men for her. There's a good chance that somebody in her life is there and be willing to do that, but you would have to you're going to have some conversations with that person, because it's not just, at that point, it's not about, that family member or friend of the family vetting you, but you also want to vet her through that person and find out why that relationship is so strained that she doesn't trust that masculine figure to help her with mate selection. But interesting conversation, to say the least. Definitely high level conversation, because we got to have, dating has a lot of nuances in it. It's still dumb, don't get me wrong. But getting to know someone of the opposite gender does have a lot of nuances in it. And the more about these conversations that we have, the easier it is for us to have these conversations when it matters, when we're talking to our children and we have to raise them. We have to do a better job of raising them to work in cooperation with the opposite gender. But guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.